If you're a Microsoft 365 Copilot or Copilot Chat user, then agents are one of the most impactful tools available to help you customize and tailor your experience of using AI within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. The hub for much of this work is Copilot Studio, with its straightforward low-code tooling to build out both agents that extend Microsoft 365 Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, but also custom agents that can work across a broader range of channels. However, this is where things have up until now got a little confusing, as not all agents created in Copilot Studio have been readily available to Copilot users in chat. But with a recent update, this has changed. So in this video, I'm going to look at the new ability to add custom agents to Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat and what the experience differences are between this and the declarative agents we have had there up until now. But first, a quick introduction. My name is Nick DeCourcy. I work as an independent consultant helping the owners and leaders of small and medium-sized businesses achieve more using AI. I'm also a Microsoft MVP for Microsoft 365 Copilot. If you need help and you want to learn more about me and my advisory services, check out the links below. In Copilot Studio, we have tools to build two distinct classes of agent. We can build declarative agents that build upon and extend Microsoft 365 Copilot, and we can build custom agents that are not necessarily connected to Microsoft 365 Copilot, can be published across various channels, and use different orchestration approaches. Within the Copilot Studio portal, these two experiences are demarcated solely by where you work, which can be somewhat confusing. If you start to build an agent directly from the Create tab or Agents tab, you are building a Copilot Studio custom agent, whereas if you select Microsoft 365 Copilot from the home screen or Agent screen and add a new agent from there, you'll be extending Microsoft 365 Copilot with a declarative agent. However, both experiences look so similar that it's pretty easy to get confused. The baseline technical capabilities of these two approaches is different. The quick version is that custom agents get more options in terms of the data they can look at, the actions they can take, and your control over how they work through orchestration. However, declarative agents, within the confines of their technical capabilities, which are still very broad, are also powerful. For much more detail on these differences, I recently published a video looking exclusively at this issue, which I'll put a link to down below. The TLDW is that custom agents offer a decent amount more customizability, but at the cost of greater complexity, and for a number of reasons, a big one being licensing cost. You should use declarative agents if their capabilities meet your needs. However, up until now, there has been another big driver for declarative agents over custom Copilot Studio agents for those thinking about them in the context of Microsoft 365 Copilot, and that is while declarative agents have been able to be used in Copilot Chat, custom agents have not. In fact, custom agents have been able to be used practically anywhere apart from Copilot Chat, including Teams, which has been somewhat frustrating and more than a little confusing. That is until now, that with an upgrade on the channel screen option for custom agents, we now see Teams plus Microsoft 365, which for the first time offers us a publishing channel for Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat for custom agents. So let's look at how to publish our agent to Microsoft 365 Copilot and what the experience of using our custom agent in Copilot Chat is versus declarative agents we might already be used to. If you're finding this video useful, it would be great if you'd hit the like button and leave a comment to help it get in front of more interested people. Also, if you'd like to see more like this, please do subscribe to the channel. Assuming you have an existing custom agent you'd like to see in Copilot Chat, the process to publish it there is really straightforward. However, there are some baselines to understand. First, not all publishing channels are compatible with one another, but this incompatibility essentially comes down to security. Copilot Studio offers different options for securing your agent that are more or less compatible with different publishing channels. For Copilot Chat integration, you want to use the default Microsoft 365 security approach. If you set up anything that stops your agents being published to certain channels, Copilot Studio will let you know, but it's unlikely, for example, that you're going to want an agent that is published both to your website for the public and internally to Copilot Chat. On the channel screen, it's a little confusing because we still don't have a dedicated Microsoft 365 Copilot channel. But if you click into the Teams plus Microsoft 365 option, you'll see there's a checkbox here to also publish the agent to Microsoft 365 Copilot. You actually have to publish first and then activate this option. So if you can't use it immediately, go ahead and publish and then come back. I think it's worthwhile taking a minute to dig beneath the surface to understand this slightly confusing publishing arrangement. Why isn't there just a Microsoft 365 Copilot option? It's probably because in building our agents, Microsoft didn't create an entirely new app approach. It reused the existing app model used to extend the functionality of Microsoft Teams and, more recently, Microsoft 365. Agents in this context and in the declarative agent context are just part of that broader app model that you can see represented either in the Teams Admin Center app management or the integrated app screen in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. It's for this reason that for now at least, publishing to Copilot is something added to an app published to Teams and Microsoft 365 rather than a standalone option. Once you publish your agent to Microsoft 365 and Teams using the Add to Microsoft 365 Copilot option, you need to install the app in Teams much as you would for a declarative agent, and you can get the link from the channel screen, and from there you can open that agent in Copilot Chat. It's also worth bearing in mind that you still need to share your agent as you would any other resource to allow others to see or use it. These access control arrangements layer with the publishing channels to determine who can see an agent and where. But I think one of the questions you might have is why would you want to have a custom agent in Copilot Chat alongside your declarative agents? What is the same and what is different? Understanding how to approach new AI capabilities in a safe and responsible way to minimise the risk to your business is a vital part of embracing this technology, and a key aspect of this is educating yourself and your team in the risk landscape and safety best practices. My on-demand course, Responsible AI for Business Users, covers all the key aspects of AI-based risk for knowledge workers and those managing teams of AI users. It's available as an accessible, video-based course that you can take at your own pace to ensure you can get the best from AI while keeping your business and your data safe. Find out more at the link down in the description. Here you can see in Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat I have two customer service agents. These are actually exactly the same agent in terms of instructions and knowledge, just one is a declarative agent built in Copilot Studio and the other is a Copilot Studio custom agent. Both agents have access to a basic customer service frequently asked questions document, so I can ask a simple question and get a response. If I ask the same question to the two different agents, I will get very similar responses. But you can already see differences like how the declarative agent presents its sourcing in a slightly different way to the custom agent. One of the most powerful techniques for using agents in Copilot Chat is in chaining. This is where I can be working with Copilot in chat and get to a point where I have need for the specialist skills of an agent. But I already have stuff I've accomplished in this chat, so I don't want to start again. In this case, I can just mention the agent I want to use, and the context of my chat shifts over to the agent. Here I can demonstrate this. I have Copilot summarize an income and inquiry email. I then mention my declarative customer service agent and ask a follow-up question. It handily answers in a way you might expect, given the context of the chat and the request submitted. This is what we have come to expect of request chaining with agents in Copilot Chat since this capability became available some months ago. Except now, if I turn to the custom agent and try the same thing, it doesn't quite work in the same way. The custom agent answers, but it doesn't appear to have the right context. In fact, it just regurgitates pretty much the full content of the FAQ document that is part of its knowledge. This contextual cluelessness with chaining is a repeatable issue, not just a problem with this specific agent or prompt. So what's going on here? My guess is that it has to do with the fact that the custom agent doesn't share the common orchestration technology with Microsoft 365 Copilot and the declarative agents. However, there is documentation that suggests the tooling for agent-to-agent handoff in the context of Teams-based agents is part of the capabilities that are getting rolled out. So while it certainly isn't a stated intention, I would be surprised if this isn't something that gets fixed in the long term. But the reality is, that's the only bad news of this integration. There are a couple of little visual issues, like the fact that your agent icon doesn't pull through to the chat in the same way that the declarative agents do. But this is easily fixable from the channel screen by changing the settings. And the name length of the agent shown in the chat is clearly different than the acceptable length in Copilot Studio. But these are fairly minor issues. Another limitation you should be aware of is that declarative agents currently also appear in apps like Word for Microsoft 365 Copilot users, but even if you add a custom agent to Copilot Chat, they don't appear in the Microsoft 365 apps. So if you need contextual help in apps, a declarative agent is still the way to go. The important benefit of this is you can genuinely build more powerful and more customized agent experiences with custom agents in Copilot Studio than with declarative agents. I don't want to re-navigate the territory of my previous video here, but I'm not saying custom agents are a better solution and now that's what you should default to. I'm saying there are certain use cases for agents that you simply cannot easily address with declarative agents, and for many of those custom agents will provide the solution. But there are also certainly costs. Only the most basic approach to building Copilot Studio custom agents, classic orchestration, is included in Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses, and no use rights are conferred to users only licensed for Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. So if you want these, either Copilot Studio message packs or pay-as-you-go is necessary. What is strange about this is that organisations with broad deployment of Microsoft 365 Copilot will end up being hit more by embracing custom agents in Copilot Chat than those relying on free use and pay-as-you-go. This is an imbalance in Microsoft's licensing approach that should be worked out. Overall, the ability to add custom agents to Copilot Chat is something I've been waiting for. I believe there's a huge utility for custom agents integrated into the existing Copilot AI workflow, leveraging the many capabilities these agents have that are different to declarative agents, and giving builders a level of control over the user experience that just instructions-based approaches can't yet deliver. Some work is still needed here, but my opinion is that this goes a huge way to bring in all agents to an equal playing field, so you can just choose the right tool for your need without significant compromise. What do you think? Are you excited by this update? Start the conversation down in the comments. Thanks for watching through to the end. Until the next video, bye bye.